So I'm watching TV this morning while I'm, getting ready for the day there, and this commercial comes on, and it's this lady, um, talking about how, she sent her DNA into one of these companies that, they tell you where your ancestors from are supposedly. Which, by the way, people, you shouldn't be sending your DNA off to anybody. And, not unless it's asked for or request for via court order or whatever warrant. Do they send out warrants for DNA? I don't know. But I don't know why you would think that it would be okay to send your DNA off and just assume that they're not, that nothing nefarious is going to happen. I mean, for fuck's sakes, you have so many companies out there that if you give them your email address, even if they say we'll never or we don't sell your information, the next week you're being bombarded with emails and advertisements from places that you've never even browsed in your entire life. Why would you think sending your DNA off to some random company, all in the name of finding out, whether or not you're actually 100% fucking, I don't know, Peruvian or some shit? It just, just be happy with who you are. You take a look at your parents and your grandparents and any other family members. If they all look like they're Peruvian, then chances are you're Peruvian. And this idea that you need to know, every single ethnicity or nationality that contributed uh, to your existence, I never understood that shit. Right. But that's not even the point of what or it's not even what I was trying to get at here. It's kind of like those people that, I don't know if you read the story. There's a story about, there's some company, I don't know where in the United States, but it is here in the United States, that like 50 of the employees of this particular company decided to allow the company to microchip them. Right. And they did it under the guise of, because I guess they've got like a company store or some shit. And the guise was that, oh, you can come in and I don't know, you fucking show your jazz hands or some shit, and you could pay for whatever it is that you're purchasing without any hassle. It's supposed to be streamlined or whatever. And by the way, how long does it really take to go in your pocket or your purse and pull out your wallet, or and give your card over? It's like they always try and make it seem like, oh, if you just agree to do this, everything in your life will be so fucking more streamlined, as though as though that is even necessary. If you have, like, I don't know, 5 minutes to eat some food, maybe, if there's a huge line, okay, maybe, but even then, you're just assuming that that microchip that they put in you is just an ability to pay for, company goods. It never dawned on any of these people that you could really never, ever, it's possible that they could never ever call in sick and be lying and go someplace else, because you don't know if that's a tracking device. Of course, the company couldn't be like, well, hey, you called in sick yesterday, but it turns out you were at the fucking, you were at the baseball game, because then they'd have to admit that, yeah, we also put a tracking device in you. But I never understand why people do these things. You don't need to know, who ejaculated into the company fucking pool and became a part of you. You don't need to know this shit. Just like you don't need to be microchipped so that you can bypass standing in line or pulling out your wallet. It's ridiculous, it's stupid, and people need to cut it out. But again, that's not what I was trying to get at. This lady, she's like, she's describing how you get your DNA to them, and she's like, oh, you sign up and they send you this vial and you spit in it, and she's like, we Southern girls are, we're taught to not do, but we do. And it's like, okay, so really, so you have to be taught to not spit. Is that implying that people in the North are like, like, okay, sweetheart, what you do is you bend your knees, you keep your back straight, and you put your hands on your hips, and you go through your diaphragm and wait. Okay, now watch me. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of sick of the whole fucking, Southern people are more fucking, I don't know, courteous or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's real courteous fucking lynching people or, having slaves. Because, I mean, that's also part of your fucking, your culture. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it rubbed me the wrong way, but it's just like, just because you're from the fucking South doesn't mean that you're somehow more refined than the fucking Yankees, as you like to refer to them. Or as I like to refer to Yankees as cunts, but I'm talking more about the baseball team when I say that. But, it's just, can you just knock it off? People in the North are not teaching their daughters how to hawk loogies. I mean, I haven't taught my daughter how to spit. I've taught her everything else. I've told her how to, change a tire and fucking change the oil in a car and do a fucking tune-up and fix the brakes. I've taught her, well, I didn't personally teach her this, but, she does kickboxing. She's done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She's done a lot of things that ordinarily... Shut the fuck up. God damn this fucking dog. Momo! Shh! Sorry if I just blew your ears out there. What are you barking at? Come here. Come here. What are you barking at? I mean, if I was asleep, I'd say, okay, good, you're guarding the house. But I'm wide awake. You don't need to guard the house. I know that I'm turning into an old fucking crotchety old man, but I can still handle myself. Okay? Okay? Good boy. All right, beat it. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? I don't know. Just cut the shit, Southern people, and your, especially Southern women, as though, we're not teaching our daughters how to spit over here or, flick boogers or any of the other shit that you've, have convinced yourself of that makes you more refined than the rest of us over here, But it rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, oh, Southern girls are taught not to do. I mean, if you have to be taught to not spit as a woman, then, something's wrong with you, because I don't have to. I've never ever met a girl that was like, I spit all the time. Nobody fucking taught me how to not do it, or nobody told me I shouldn't. I mean, most people find women spitting to be gross, no matter what part of the fucking country you're in. Why it's gross? I don't know. It's just, it doesn't seem very fucking ladylike. I don't like seeing dudes spit either, but, but at least with dudes, you kind of accept sort of a Neanderthalic fucking... Am I mansplaining? Because, by the way, I got accused of mansplaining the other day. I got into some fucking debate on Twitter with this... I think it was a dude. I'm almost positive it was a fucking dude. I don't know. Everybody was all fucking upset at Blossom for some fucking reason. For those of you who don't know who the fuck Blossom is or what I'm talking about, I'm talking about Miam fucking whatever the hell, the girl that's on fucking what's the fucking, is it not 30 Rock? What the fuck is that? The Big Bang Theory or whatever the fuck. And a long time ago she was on Blossom. Everybody got all fucking butthurt because she wrote some article about how she's decided that, she's going to be more modest or that she's always been more modest and she doesn't dress a particular way. And that, she understands that she's basically working with basic equipment. So she's relied on, another way to get ahead, which is, she's got like a fucking doctorate in like neuroscience or some shit or neurobiology or whatever the fuck. I mean, she's a smart chick. right? And she realized that, well, I don't have the fucking the fucking looks. I don't know. I don't know. It got on my fucking nerve. Not She didn't get on my fucking nerves. It was all the people that were getting mad at her because they're, the whole time. If you read the actual article, she's just talking about herself. The entire fucking time she's talking about herself and her, the way that she conducts herself. And she also acknowledges, as I said, that, she lacks in certain areas, so she made up for them in other ways. It was 100%, sort of a self-absorbed article. But everybody's getting on her, giving her shit because they decided to turn what she was saying as though she was like shaming women for dressing a certain way, or being more sexual than what's considered fucking ladylike or whatever. And they just completely fucking misread what she was saying. And, well, actually, I think probably one person misread what she was saying, and this, the one person happened to be like a celebrity with tons of fucking followers, and then of course everybody, decides to follow in line and be just as fucking outraged over shit that, it becomes very fucking apparent when somebody is upset about a certain topic and they haven't even actually read, or not a topic, but a certain article or whatever, and it turns out that they haven't even actually read the fucking article. They just, somebody else is outraged about it, so I'm going to be outraged about it. And I got into this back and forth with this dude of all fucking, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but just you in these kinds of fucking threads or topics or articles or whatever, you expect that there's going to be a majority of women, and there are women, and but for some reason this dude was, I don't know. We got into it, and he kept going on and on about how, she was saying that women shouldn't fucking dress a certain way and yada yada. And I was like, dude, that's not even what she fucking said. And you've decided to take it the wrong way and apply your narrative to it. And you're sitting here trashing somebody who, by the way, is probably a fucking mega feminist. I mean, she, the Blossom ranks up there with like annoying feminist, the one that thinks that fucking, that everything a man does is fucking somehow, some sort of fucking violation against women. She's up there in the level of fucking feminism, right? But because this dude got all caught up in the fucking the fake outrage, he's now over here shitting on him. And of course, he's just one of these fucking guys. I've said it in a couple of podcasts previously. He's just one of these fucking guys that is trying to be like a woman's or the women's movement ally. And all it fucking boils down to is he's just trying to get fucking laid. He's one of these dudes. Just beta fucking soft ass fucking male with no game whatsoever, and figures that the only way he could possibly get any attention from ladies is if he acts like he's some sort of fucking advocate, right? I got into it a few weeks ago with a guy that was like, oh, I apologize for all women, and I got another example of that I want to talk about after this. But so we're going back and forth, and then some lady joins in, right, and starts, basically saying the same shit that he said, that she's telling women how they can behave and how they should dress and yada yada yada, and I'm like, okay, fine, that's not what she's saying, but let's examine what she actually said in the article, since you're insisting that she's that she's saying what you're thinking and not what she's actually fucking saying. So I was like, all right, let's fucking ponder that for a minute, shall we? And she acknowledged, what the fuck did I say? She acknowledged that while it sucks that the standards are fucking different for men and women. She acknowledges that. So that should, kind of be filed away in, what did I call it? The fucking no shit category, right? Because yes, standards are different. It fucking sucks. It shouldn't be that way, but that's the way it is, right? That's basically what she said in the article. She also acknowledged that, that sometimes, because women, sometimes women have to work a little bit harder, or put on a different sort of fucking face or fucking outfit, and sort of dress more conservative in order to be respected more, which again she acknowledges sucks and said women should be able to dress however they want. But the reality is that we don't live in a society that's not like that. We're not, we're not at that point yet, and anybody that's actually takes the time to fucking relax and calm down will realize that, again, that should be sort of filed in the no shit category, right? And then, she acknowledged that, she doesn't fit the sort of stereotypical fucking sex symbol fucking image. So she decided to stay within her own wheelhouse, and she decided to focus on, on education rather than trying to, rather than using her sexuality to get ahead. Again, while it sucks that, that we live in a society where, where women essentially, and if they don't have the looks, they have to fucking actually work hard in order to get ahead. It doesn't fucking suck, because that's how it is for fucking everybody, men and women. But she made that point, so it's like, all right, again, no shit. Right? If you're just a fucking plain Jane and you can't use your fucking sexuality or your body or your looks or whatever to get ahead, as a lot of women do, fucking the Kardashians are the epitome of that. What was her name? The Anna Nicole Smith that married the dude that was like 90,000 years old, and you can't tell me that she really fucking dug that guy, and you can't tell me that the fact that he, was a fucking millionaire/billionaire wasn't a factor of why she decided to hook up with that old fucking coot. Okay, women are predators too. I just, they love to pretend like men are the like absolute abominations of the fucking world, that there is no one worse. Well, I'll tell you what, a woman that will fuck a guy just because he has tons of fucking money, or because it will, I don't know, they'll get a fucking car out of it or whatever. Those are predators too. Those women that, never fucking sunk a fucking jump shot, or, hit a fucking golf ball, or threw a fucking a football, in their fucking life, that just because they're getting divorced, suddenly they decide that they are owed fucking half of the guy's fucking money. That's being fucking predators. But, I'm digressing here. So she acknowledges that, she doesn't really have that sort of, tool set to utilize. So she decided to go, and get a doctorate and be a fucking smarty pants. She also acknowledged in the article that there are some women that know that they have nothing to bring to the table other than their fucking sexuality or their body. Which, is one and the fucking same. That they're just women that's all they have to offer. They don't have anything else to offer the world, and they therefore use it or utilize it in order to get ahead. Now, women can pretend like that doesn't fucking exist, but again, as I said, the Kardashians, Anna Nicole Smith, the lady that got like half a fucking Tiger Woods fucking fortune, all of these women that purposely go after guys because they have tons of fucking money, or they are trying to establish something on their own, and they realize that the only way they're gonna fucking do it is with a sex tape, or showing their fucking ass and tits or whatever. These women do exist, and to pretend like they don't is just you being in fucking denial, right? And then I finished it off with something along the lines of like either A, you're like willfully, you're being willfully fucking ignorant and trying to convince yourself that these things are not true, that that unfortunately you do have to dress respectably if you want to be taken serious. In a male dominated fucking world, that, or a society, that is it's unfortunate, it fucking sucks, but it's the fucking truth. That if you don't want to, if you want to be in denial about the fact that there are women that will use their fucking bodies and their sexuality in order to get ahead, if you want to be in denial of that, then, again, it all falls under this willful ignorance. And I was like, either you're being willfully fucking ignorant just so you can try and hold on to some fucking point, or you're one of these people that is just typical for our society now, where everybody just, they're all engaged in this fucking faux outrage, and just because somebody famous or somebody popular is upset, it's like, oh, well, now I'm upset because they're upset, because, obviously if they're upset, it must be for a legitimate fucking reason, and I was like, you're either one of the fucking two, right? And she got all fucking upset, and like, she blocked me, but before she blocked me, she sent me a fucking direct message, because apparently she didn't want to express herself publicly. And she's like, you fucking, you're mansplaining to me. And I'm like, okay, like, she said a bunch of other shit, but she definitely fucking accused me of mansplaining. And I see that being said all the time. And, correct me if I'm wrong here, right? Mansplaining is basically, I assume this is what it means, right? That a man is explaining something that basically a woman already knows. And basically the man is assuming that she doesn't know, right? Am I fucking in the neighborhood here? So I'm like, okay, so if what I'm doing is mansplaining, then that implies that you already know all of the shit that I just fucking said. Which means that you're not really fucking outraged, you're just doing it because everybody else is. Either I mansplain to you or I explain something to you. There is a fucking difference, ladies. At least as far as I'm concerned. You can take that with a grain of salt. I know I'm a guy, and in your eyes I'm fucking damn near half retarded. Fair enough. But if I explain something to you that you don't know, it's not mansplaining. It's just I'm explaining something to you that you don't know. Now, if I'm explaining something that you do know, and you've made no indication that you understand what I'm fucking saying, still not mansplaining. But if it's like, okay, like I read somewhere on the fucking internet, there's a tendency for guys to, like, even if they're in the same field of work with women, they have a tendency to try and fucking explain their field to them. Okay, yeah, that is definitely, I think it's fucking ridiculous to call it fucking mansplaining. I would just call it being a fucking cunt. But, tomato, right? But, so, like, with this girl, I'm like, okay, so I'm mansplaining to you. Then that means that you already understood what fucking Blossom was saying. So you are basically just fucking, engaging in this fake fucking outrage because that's the popular fucking thing to do. It's kind of like this whole fucking, there's this hashtag going around on Twitter that some dude, of course, fucking started, and it's supposed to be in response to all of these fucking all these claims by women. I think there was another hashtag like Me Too or some shit where everybody's talking, all the ladies are talking about the times that they've been harassed or whatever. And by the way, I've read a lot of them. I mean, obviously, I can't read every single woman's fucking response, but I will say that there's a lot of fucking women out there just bullshitting. Like, there was some girl, right? She's like, oh, when I was, I don't know, she fucking said like, oh, I was 16 and I'm walking with my mother into fucking Walmart and some guy propositioned her for sex. And I'm like, okay, I mean, yeah, it's horrible. I know that there are, that men, can be fucking monstrous and Neanderthalic, but there's no way that's fucking true. There's no way that's fucking true. If she was by herself, yeah, okay, I would 100% believe it. But you're walking with your mother. That means that this guy so doesn't give a fuck that he's like, well, yep, she's with her mom, but I'm still going to approach her teenage daughter that's standing right next to her and ask her for sex. That is horseshit. Absolute horseshit. Now, am I saying that women don't get harassed? Do I have to fucking make the disclaimer or the fucking qualifier? No, absolutely not. I know women are fucking harassed on a daily fucking basis sometimes, and every woman sort of has their, this one time the fucking creeper fucking guy said or did this story. I understand that. But some of these ladies are fucking lying just so they can be a part of the fucking, the movement, right? But anyway, so this guy, he decides to make a hashtag of that's supposed to be sort of, in response to that. And it's like, hashtag what will I change? Right? Just real fucking douchey. And, he's like, oh, come on, fellas, show the ladies, what you will change. And of course, because I'm a cunt, I had to respond. And I was like, what I will change is absolutely fucking nothing. Because I'm not a fucking rapist. I'm not someone that harasses women. I don't abuse women. I don't do any of the shit that these ladies have been fucking victims of. So I'm not going to change a goddamn thing. I'm going to keep doing what I do, which is not any of that shit. But like what really fucking pissed me off, right, is like, you have all these people like, yeah, hashtag, well, I will change this, da 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 da, and and there's this big thing like, oh, how can we fix this situation? How can we make it right for the ladies? And I can't help but wonder, where was all this we need to fix it shit when black people were being fucking gunned down like every other fucking day by the police? Where was this we need to fix it shit when, the fucking Dakota Access Pipeline was going on? Where was this, we need to fix this shit or whatever when when women were, or not women, when people were mocking fucking Nina Turner through the use of a chocolate fucking donut on Twitter? Where was all this fucking desire to change shit? When does it, hasn't anybody noticed that the only time that this country decides something needs to fucking change is when something happens to somebody white? And I don't mean to make this racial. I understand that, that every fucking group has its issues. But is it not does it not make you fucking just cringe that like, oh, it's happening to these white actresses in Hollywood? Oh, fuck, we better get on top of that. Meanwhile, fucking, minorities are shit on left and right. Tamir Rice, right? For those of you that don't know who that is. 12-year-old kid in a park in a state that has open carry, right? And for those of you that are like, what the fuck's open carry? That's the ability to carry a gun openly. Okay, 12-year-old kid in a park with a BB gun. Not even an actual, like, I could fucking kill you. More like, I could put your fucking eye out. You might have a welt after, but, you're definitely fucking walking away from it, right? 12-year-old kid, police fucking roll up, get out of the car. 2 seconds later, Tamir Rice is dead. Where the fuck was all this, we need to fix this shit then? I'm sorry. I know that it's horrific. I know, ladies, I'm not saying that there's that fucking being harassed and all the inequality, like, I'm not saying it doesn't exist or that it's not a fucking problem. It is a problem and it needs to be fixed. But pardon me when I decide that, maybe that's sort of lower on the fucking priority list of things that I suddenly need to fucking fix. Especially since I'm not the kind of guy that would fucking harass or fucking abuse or fucking, rape a woman. I would never do any of this shit because it's fucking disgusting. I don't even like going to fucking strip clubs because I feel like a fucking pig in there. Which is why I've only gone maybe twice in my entire fucking life. I won't even go to Hooters. I've never been to fucking Hooters. And the reason, they might have amazing fucking chicken wings. I don't know. That's what everybody fucking says. But I can't go in there because I feel like a fucking, like I'm gross. I still don't understand how dudes can go in there and not feel like fucking ashamed for being there, because we all know why you're fucking there. You're not there for the fucking, the chicken wings. You're there to look at fucking tits. I'm not that kind of a guy, so I don't really need to fix anything about myself. Plus, I have a son. I feel like I'm a pretty good fucking example. I might curse like a fucking sailor, but I make it a point that he sees that when I'm interacting with his mother, that it's all respect. That there's no fucking, there's none of that machismo fucking male bullshit. I taught my daughter how to fucking fix a car. I basically made it so she really never has to fucking depend on a guy for really fucking anything. She knows how to catch a baseball just like my son does. She knows how to bat. She knows how to throw a football. She's fucking smart as shit. She's been top of her fucking class since preschool. The lowest grade she's ever brought home is an A-. And then on top of that, she's a very attractive little girl. And I've always instilled her that yes, it's nice that you're, that you're pretty, but you also must be a good fucking person. And you must also focus on, using your brain and that sort of thing. There's nothing that at least my kids need to fucking worry about. I'm not worried that when my daughter gets older that she's gonna, hook up with some fucking animal. Somebody that's gonna fucking treat her like shit, because she already knows that, that's my duty as a dad, right? To be the fucking example of the kind of guy that she would, that she should be with. Which means I can't be some fucking sexual harassing fucking asshole. So I don't really need to change fucking anything. So hashtag what will I change? Again, not a goddamn thing. Why am I so angry? I don't fucking know. I really don't know. It's fucking pissing me off. It's like, I get it. It's fucked up. But you know what? The reality is we all got shit to fucking deal with. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that nothing needs to be fucking changed, but really, do we have to fucking have a hashtag? If you really give a shit about fixing a situation, then just go fucking do it. And quit fucking virtue signaling like, oh, I'm more of a fucking gentleman than you are. Go fuck yourself. Oh, God. Why am I such a fucking angry cunt? I don't know. People gave me shit what was it, the last fucking podcast or the one before that, where I had talked about gold diggers? I got a bunch of fucking emails. I don't even remember what the fuck I said. You know. But I mean, it was something along the lines of what I said earlier, that, you know, women are fucking predators too, just in a different fucking way. You know, I don't know about you, but it would scare the shit out of me to think that, you know, I might lose half of my fucking my hard-earned fucking stuff. That's fucking scary. Maybe not as scary as being fucking cornered, you know, in a hallway and having to watch a guy fucking rub one out into a fucking potted plant. But, you know, the fear, there's still a level of fear there. How much of a fucking idiot do I sound like right now? See, at least I'll acknowledge that, you know, yeah, I mean, I have fucking strong opinions about shit, but I also realize I'm a fucking moron. You know? I'm just some fucking dipshit sitting at his fucking dining room table on a Tuesday, fucking, you know, talking to himself into a microphone. So, you know, you take what I say with a grain of fucking salt. Boy, do I talk about politics at all? I mean, I don't really want to, because to be honest with you, like, being, you know, losing my fucking personal account, being fucking suspended for life from Twitter, you know, it fucked my numbers up as far as some of the viewers of this fucking podcast, because, you know, my personal account was attached to the you know, to the podcast, and as well as the fucking the podcast fucking Twitter account. You know, the loss of my fucking followers has definitely hurt my viewership a little bit. Not much, but, you know, enough for me to fucking notice it. So, you know, like, that's upsetting. But at the same time, because I haven't been fucking, you know, like, because I don't have all this, you know, I don't follow the same fucking people. I only follow 4 fucking people on the podcast, you know, the podcast Twitter's page. I mean, of course, if you follow me, I'll follow you back. You know, it's not a case of like, well, I'm only going to choose, you know, it's just people are so used to getting in contact with me via the personal fucking, you know, my personal Twitter account, that, you know, I haven't paid much attention to this, you know, to the podcast fucking Twitter account. So, you know, that's why I only got like 4 fucking followers, and I'm only following 4 fucking people. But that should be, you know, I don't know, proof, right? That I say that if you follow me, I'll follow you back. No fucking question. You know, 4 people following me, I'm following 4 people. And the 4 people that I'm following happen to be the exact same fucking 4 people that are following me now. It sounds pathetic, you know, only having fucking 4 followers here. But again, you know, it's not like when I created my personal account that I was instantly fucking just overflowing with fucking followers. It takes a long time to build a legitimate fucking list of fucking, you know, followers. You know, I know that there's some people that they pay for followers, or they do sort of what were they calling it, like the fucking zombie following or whatever, like, oh, you know, if you follow this account, you know, fucking we'll give you, like, you know, X amount of fucking followers. You know, like, I stay away from that type of shit. You know, I'd rather build my my, you know, my fucking base, to use a word that's been over fucking used, organically. You know, one of the things that I was proud of with my personal account is that I actually had communicated personally with at least like 95 to 97% of the people that followed me. Now, there's a couple that is just like, you know, I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to say 100%, because, yeah, it was, I mean, it's obvious that I couldn't fucking talk to everybody, but I feel 97% is a realistic number. You know, I make a point to communicate with the people that follow me, and that's why I stay away from fucking the zombie follower thing, or you know, people that are just like a lot of the times I get these followers that are like part of some, you know, like some corporation or whatever, and it just so happened that something that I said in my fucking tweet, like, you know, I don't know, it alerted their fucking algorithm, and and suddenly I've got this new fucking follower that it's like, why the fuck are you following me? Like I've never fucking, I don't even know who the fuck you are. I mean, it's not like I know everybody that follows me, but there's some followers where it's like, I can see that it wasn't like an actual human that decided to follow me. It was more like, oh, they fucking said this keyword, so let's now connect with them, sort of a fucking thing. And I never follow those people back. Just because I know that it's just a fucking bot. It's not a real fucking person. But where was I going with this? I started off talking about some shit. Oh, if I should talk about fucking politics and the me losing my fucking followers on my personal account. It has affected me because it affects the viewership of this fucking podcast. But at the same time, because I don't follow all the same people that I did with my personal account on here, that means that my timeline is not flooded with, what did fucking Donald Trump say? Or what did the establishment Democrats, how did they fucking shit the bed today? Or, how fucking horrific are the Republicans? Or, it's just... I mean, I still, it's not like I don't know what's going on in the world. I still fucking pay attention to news sources and the ones that I was paying attention to when I still had my personal account. So I'm fully aware of what's going on in the world. But not having to fucking wade my way through my timeline of, just looking at what people are fucking saying and all of that. It's been a fucking relief. Yeah, I got into a fucking little debate with some guy over gun regulation. Which it started off fucking because I was a cunt. I'll fucking admit to what I was, to how I was fucking behaving. I said some fucking snide remark because everybody was like, oh, if fucking there's more people, or I don't know, they said something like, oh, people are fucking getting attacked with like pressure cookers or some fucking shit, it's just some fucking ridiculous nonsense. And of course, they're all like, oh, libtards and whatever, just a bunch of fucking dipshits, basically regurgitating fucking NRA fucking talking points, And I came on and said some cunty shit, but then, but I also, when I talk shit, I fucking back it up with fucking data. And that's precisely what I did. And then there was some dude that started off, just, sort of a fucking cause and effect. I was a cunt, he was a cunt. And then it sort of ventured into a, sort of a dark area. And then we seemed to be able to at least have a discussion. But then when his big thing was that he wanted me to acknowledge that he, if he says something for me to be like, oh, good point. But the problem is you haven't made any good points. All you've done is regurgitate bullshit that can easily be fucking, defeated. That's not really the word I fucking wanted, but that's the only one that came to my mind. It's just like when you make a good point, I'll give you fucking, I'll give you credit, but he wasn't making any fucking good points. And then it got to, I don't know, there was still a degree of fucking tension, but there was, there seemed to be sort of a mutual respect being shared. And then, I don't know, then I guess, when fucking his argument seemed to be getting weaker and weaker, and I was kind of shutting it fucking down, then of course, he sort of reverted back to, acting like a fucking cunt and being all condescending. And it's just like, I cannot stand people that are like that online, right? I mean, yes, I can be a cunt, but the thing is, I've said it before. There's nothing that I will say to you online that I wouldn't say to you face to face. If I'm, if I'm talking shit to you online, then you should be well aware that, if we were face to face, I'd still talk the exact same shit, because, I'm not one of these people that fucking behaves, differently than how I do in real life. You know, yeah, I curse a lot, I talk a lot of shit, but at the same time, I I don't talk shit unless I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not one of these people that operates off of emotion. That's like, oh, throw out this fucking, talking point and that talking point, and it's not that. Like, I actually do my fucking research. I know what I'm fucking talking about, so I will fucking engage in the debate, and I will talk shit if I feel like shit needs to be talked. If it's something that I don't know about, then I won't get into I won't fucking engage in the discussion, because I don't want to be one of those fucking people that, opens their mouth when they don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. I've never been like that. So, long fucking story short, I don't know, just the dude fucking, I mean, I don't want to say he got under my skin. He didn't really get under my skin. I don't really give a fuck. It's just I can't stand people that fucking talk shit, and then when you call them on it, and it's obvious that there's no way they would ever fucking behave that way with someone face to face. It's just like, why can't people just be like, okay, you know what, you're right. I'm just fucking I'm doing what people typically do online, and I'm being a fucking cunt for no fucking reason. I'm sort of playing to the crowd because somebody fucking liked what I said or whatever the fuck. I mean, people do it to pretend like like they don't is ridiculous. It just, for me, it's like, either be fucking authentic with me. Be authentic. Don't fucking resort to speaking condescendingly to me, because I know you would never fucking talk like that to my face. You would never fucking do that. And the problem is, and I get why people do it. I'm not going to pretend like this guy is some sort of outlier. I get why people do it, because there are a lot of fucking keyboard thugs out there. There are a lot of fucking nerds that talk all sorts of shit, but in real life they've never even been in a fucking fight or whatever. Like, I get it. I get why people do it. I get why this dude did it. But I am one of these people where if I'm talking shit to you online, I'm gonna talk shit to you face to fucking face. That's just who I am. That's how I was raised. I don't open my mouth unless I know what I'm gonna, unless I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't talk shit unless, I'm prepared to fucking back it up. That's it. It's fucking simple. But I don't know. This guy, like, he started off being cunty because I was cunty. I'll give him that. Then, some respect got fucking built, as I said, and then, then his argument fell apart. Because, like, I gave him, I presented him with this stat. There's, like, I don't know, like 15,000 or some shit fucking gun deaths in America. Which, by the way, for those of you that are unfamiliar with my stance on gun ownership, I'm all for owning guns. I just think that there's some things that you don't fucking need. You don't need semi-automatic fucking rifles. You don't need high-capacity fucking magazines. You don't need any of that shit. Handgun, sure, you can have it. If you hunt, you should be able to have a fucking hunting rifle or a shotgun or whatever. But you don't need military-grade fucking weaponry. You don't need it. And a lot of people like to be like, well, I have it for protection. There's no way that you need a fucking 9mm with a 30-round fucking magazine to protect yourself from some sort of fucking home invader. You're not emptying fucking 30 rounds into somebody. And if you do need to empty 30 rounds in order to put down a fucking attacker, then my guess is you need a little bit more fucking training with that weapon. It basically just sort of boils down to, because there is no argument that could be made in favor of, there's no realistic argument. I mean, there's plenty of arguments people can make, but there's no realistic argument that someone could make that would say, yes, okay, I agree, you should be able to fucking have whatever gun you want, or you should be able to have high capacity fucking magazines and semi-automatic rifles and modifications that turn that semi-automatic rifle into fucking fully automatic. Like, there's no legitimate argument you can make. It basically just all boils down to, I want to have it, and I don't want you to tell me that I can't have it. That's basically all it fucking boils down to. But anyway, so I send him this link or whatever of, there's $15,000. There's roughly 15,000 gun deaths a year in America. Right? And he came back, he's like, well, you got to keep in mind that like 8,900 or some shit is due to gang violence. And it's like, okay, fair enough, I'll give you that. But, what about the rest? Are those just acceptable losses to you? Are fellow Americans basically collateral damage, are they just collateral damage all in the name so you can have your little fucking toys? Because that's what it boils down to, right? Because if you're gonna make the numbers argument to me, and admit that, that there are, a significant portion of fucking people that are legitimately fucking killed or hurt due to gun violence that had nothing to do with anything fucking illegal. You're basically saying, well, you know what? Those lost lives, those are acceptable so long as I can have my fucking toys. That's all it is. That's all it fucking boils down to. And that's why the NRA fucking talking points and the, even, I don't know if it was him, but it was somebody that even threw out there like, that typical fucking argument about, the Constitution said that, a well-armed militia. And it's like, really, do you really think that you and your fucking pea shooter have any fucking chance in hell against the fucking military? I mean, if the government really decided tomorrow that, fuck your rights, fuck your ability to fucking walk around and be free, if they decided that no more, there ain't shit you or any of these fucking people with guns could do about it. The only thing you could do is basically end up shot and dead. That's it. And whoever it was like, well, if, all fucking responsible gun owners fucking, came together and decided to take over the government, it still ain't gonna fucking happen. Because you're dealing with the fucking military. If it was back in like musket times, when the fucking Second Amendment was written, or the Bill of Rights were fucking written, then yeah, you might have a fucking chance. But you're telling me your fucking AR-15 versus a fucking tank is gonna do shit? Or fucking a drone? The fuck, it's just, it's disillusionment, it's fucking fantasy, it's people watching fucking John Wick and Bruce Willis movies, it just, this idea that you're suddenly gonna be the fucking badass, it's all a fucking fantasy. And I really just don't think it's okay to fucking sacrifice thousands of people's lives just so you can have your fucking little bullshit toys that you don't fucking need. It's not fair. If I showed up to your house and was like, well, every day, I don't know, 15 women are raped, right? I mean, I'm sure it's more than that, but, if I showed up to your house and, and you got your wife there or whatever, and I'm like, well, every day 15 people are raped, a portion of that number is due to, I don't know, fucking mental illness or some shit. But, there are a portion that, it's completely fucking innocent. So I'm going to rape your wife. You're telling me that you're going to be okay with that? You're going to be like, well, fuck, fucking, I guess if, if this X amount, is fucking gonna, be raped, then I guess, fuck, what can I do? It's stupid fucking logic. And you are basically saying that, you know what, you having your fucking high capacity bullshit or your modified weapons or your whatever is more important than the fucking thousands of people that are, that are innocent, that lose their life due to fucking gun violence, that, you know, possibly could have been fucking prevented. Because if a significant fucking portion was gang violence, obviously, you can't fucking change that. But the other half where they could have fucking, something could have been changed, I don't know. I mean, I cannot stand this argument, right? Because it's like, well, if you're going by the fucking numbers, right? Or, I mean, people love to throw out the, lately it's, gang violence in Chicago, look at that. And yeah, and what about taking the guns from the fucking innocent, or from the, not the innocent people, the fucking illegal, or people that have illegal weapons or whatever. And it's like, you know what? I'm pretty sure that the fucking parents of the children that were murdered or slaughtered in Newtown, thanks to a guy having a fucking AR-15, I'm pretty sure they don't give a fucking shit about the gang violence in Chicago. I'm pretty sure their biggest thing is well, if this guy didn't have fucking access to this shit, my kids would be alive. So when it all fucking boils down to it, you are basically, if you're one of these people that's like, oh, absolutely not, you're not going to take anything from me, you're not going to fucking regulate me and fuck all that, you are basically saying that, your desire to fucking own a particular type of weapon is more important than fellow fucking Americans, no matter if they're children or old people or whatever. They don't give a shit. They don't matter whatsoever so long as you can have your shit. Tell me how you're not being just a fucking child at this point. How is your argument anything other than I wanna have that. I want it. Give it to me. I want it. You can't tell me what I can't have. And the thing is like, I don't want to ban weapons. I just feel like, you know what? You don't need fucking semi-automatic fucking rifles. You don't need it. If you're using a semi-automatic rifle to hunt, then you're not hunting. You're just a fucking barbarian and probably shouldn't have access to guns. I mean, like I've taken the fucking test, to own a fucking handgun. I honestly think that, the regulations are ridiculous, especially when you look at how difficult it is to get a hunting license. I mean, you have to take like an 8-hour class, and you have to demonstrate all that you know what you're fucking doing and how to work the weapon and yada yada. You have to do. I mean, it's a thorough fucking test to shoot animals, but to purchase a fucking 9mm, you read like a 15-page pamphlet and take a fucking like a 15-question fucking multiple choice quiz, and there you go. You're qualified, assuming that you don't have, that you're not a felon or whatever. But, if you're just an ordinary citizen without a fucking record and, there's, there's nothing on file that you shouldn't have, you could basically within fucking, 10 to 15 fucking minutes, you could basically be licensed to carry a weapon that could end lives fucking instantly. So arguing against more fucking stricter regulation, to me, it's like, it doesn't even make any fucking sense that you would take that stance. I get it that you're afraid that that one day, I don't know, Uncle Sam's going to show up at your house and be like, give me all your guns. You can't have any. But that's the thing. Nobody's calling. I mean, yeah, there are some fucking nuts out there like, nobody should have fucking guns. I'm not one of these people. I've never hunted. I probably never could, but I definitely understand the necessity of it. I also feel like, well, if people are, feel like they need to, or, they feel, unsafe, then yeah, you should be able to own a fucking handgun, But you don't need a semi-automatic fucking rifle. You don't need a fucking 30-round magazine. You don't need a fucking bump stock that can make your semi-automatic fucking rifle turn to fully automatic. You don't need these fucking things. You just want them. And if you didn't have access, if Americans did not have fucking access to them, then a lot of people wouldn't have been fucking killed the way that they have. Yes, there's a lot of fucking gang violence in Chicago and other areas, but most of the time when somebody decides to go on a killing spree, meaning that they're killing multiple people at a time, it's usually somebody that isn't a fucking gang member, that's just, considered up until that moment an ordinary fucking citizen, a good boy, a lone wolf or whatever. It should be a lot fucking harder to be able to fucking own, something that could end someone's life immediately. And let's make no mistake, fucking, 9mm or, handguns in general were not meant to go fucking hunting with. They were meant to fucking kill other people. So I don't understand, why are you so against making it difficult for people to have access to things that could end lives instantly? I also believe that, you should have fucking insurance. You should have to get insurance, just like when you buy a fucking car or you own a car, you have to have insurance in case something fucking happens. I think I heard on Joe Rogan's podcast, or maybe somebody else's, that like 2% of the fucking gun accidents, whether death or just injury, are caused by children that are 5 years old or younger. 2%. Which means that is legitimately a fucking accident. Which means that if your toddler gets a hold of your gun and kills another toddler, you should have to fucking be responsible for that more than just, oh fuck, I'm sorry. You should have fucking insurance. The testing, going back to the testing, you should be tested once a year. Thoroughly tested. Not just come fill out a fucking multiple choice fucking, form. But you have to actually sit with somebody and go over fucking the safety shit. You have to demonstrate that you know what you're fucking doing with that weapon. I don't understand why these things are considered so unreasonable to gun owners. Nobody wants to take your weapons away. We just want to make sure you're not a fucking crazy person. We just want to make sure that you know what you're fucking doing. And that, as much as you want to claim that, oh, I'm a responsible, your fucking word means absolutely fucking nothing. It means nothing. If I came up to you and was like, you know what, let me borrow your car, and you don't know me at all, but, I give you my word that I'll bring it back. Are you going to hand over the fucking keys? Pretty sure you're not. So your word that, oh, I'm a responsible gun owner, I never fucking get angry to the point where I might pull out this weapon and shoot somebody. Your word means fucking nothing. But going back to this guy on fucking Twitter, I hit him with stuff like that, and then he immediately fucking, resorts back to fucking acting like a twat. And it's just like, just grow the fuck up. You little bitch. If you happen to be listening, which you're probably not, just grow the fuck up. I was trying to have a legitimate fucking conversation. And you decided to act like a cunt because you couldn't fucking trip me up with your, fucking typical bullshit. And I always love the people that when they're losing a fucking argument, they love to be like, oh, are you getting mad? As though like that's some sort of fucking insult. Like getting mad is foreign to them. Or getting, I don't know, getting upset or whatever. Like, as though, like, what is that supposed to, make me fucking rethink my whole argument because you're saying that I'm getting mad? Really? Well, like, so, okay, basically what you're saying is that you don't really stand by the shit you're fucking saying. You're just trying to fucking make people angry, which makes you a fucking troll and kind of makes you, not even kind of, it definitely makes you a bitch. Which is it? Either you want to be, you want me to acknowledge that you have good fucking points, or you want to act like a little fucking kid. Which is it? I don't know. How long have I been fucking talking? Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm going to end it here because, I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point. And this podcast is already fucking well over an hour, so I'm going to stop here. I hope you had a good fucking weekend. If there is, for the new listeners, this is the effing fucking, not the effing fucking, it's the effing podcast. If you can't figure out what the effing means, then I don't know, But, I do these a couple of times a week. Usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. Occasionally I throw you a bone on a, on a Friday. Occasionally I don't, But if you're new, welcome. If you've been a long time fucking listener or whatever, welcome back. And do me a favor, people. Can you make an angry fucking disgruntled old man feel a little bit better and fucking pick up the fucking numbers here, But anyway, so I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'll talk to you again on Thursday. Like I said, I hope you had a good fucking weekend. I hope you have a good week. It is only Tuesday. I know you got a while to go before it's back to being the fucking weekend, but I don't know. Did anybody hear that they're talking about the possibility of removing the fucking weekend? That people will just now fucking work like 7 days a week or like 6 days a week. I mean, at what point are you gonna fucking just be like, you know what, fuck you, corporate America. Fuck you, and and trying to work people to death and threaten them with the loss of their job if they don't fucking, comply to take the fucking corporate cock up their ass. Just, I don't know. I'm just saying that at some point people have to stop just accepting the fucking microchip in their hand. How's that for bringing it back around to the fucking beginning? Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you again on fucking Thursday. Don't take any shit and go fuck yourself. Peace, bitches.